Welcome. Today we have the night talks with Romantic Developer, and we have issue number 232. Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm looking how to change the starting time, because it's already started. And looks like I don't see where is the time component. Interesting. Give me another second, I'm sorry. No, I don't see the time, really. It should be somewhere near the details. Okay. And let me see if I can hear here. Interesting. It says it's include paid promotion. Really? Give me a second. No, this video not for kids. No, it doesn't contain. No. No. English. Standard. Save. Oh. Give me another second. And I will go here. Okay. So looks like once you started the stream, you couldn't change the start time, which is pretty logical. But I haven't marked that it contain any paid promotions, and it's still showing that. Really? Yes, no. Okay, looks like it's gone. Okay, welcome. Let's start my stream. It's tool set I use for my streams and for my videos on the channel as well. Some of my friends use it on their channel, so that are pretty helpful tools. And I'm just starting tools which will run a live chatbot, and it also should run live transcription, so that combination will help answer all your chat messages in the live chat, taking into account most recent context. And for context, it's doing live transcription of myself. Okay, I see that for some reason it didn't finish my previous stream. Maybe. Give me a second. It's like probably it's hanging on thumbnail generation, but it shouldn't happen for. Come on, please. Don't lose. I'm not sure what's going on. I see huge number of dropped frames and a lot of due to rendering lag, and average time to render frame huge, FPS small. And what's going on? Memory is 100%, CPU not much. Um, okay, looks like and what's going on, Mary? A lot of memory by OBS. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Looks like I have returned. Hmm. Really, I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's some GPU usage once because I called Whisper running on GPU. And yeah, so let me see live. Okay. Okay. Looks like we are in better shape now. We are in better shape now. Let me see here. Yeah, maybe it's just that Whisper started and it's used some memory from GPU, but I don't understand why everything else broke. Okay. And also I closed everything in my folders. So let me try to open some my folder and analyze what's going on here. So thumbnails, videos, YouTube, it's Ubuntu. No, not Ubuntu. We need home, projects, romantic developer. So I found my videos folder here. And right now we are looking into the previous folder, 203.1. Let's look at description. Looks legit. Let's look at title. Looks good. Let's look at keywords. Oh, really? A lot, but looks good. And do we have something like title? Do we have something like... No, we don't have anything else. So what if we will just say main Python main py, and maybe let's do process prompts and try to use that folder just to see what's happened once again. Oh, and it will use generic Azure. Generic Azure. Yeah, now it generates everything like title 2, description 2, and beta chapters, of course, not good. It's in not good shape. And first description also not good. Let's see transcript assertee. Let me try to open it, Notepad++ and see. Maybe it's something bad with transcript. Let's see. Hello, welcome. Okay. No, at least transcript looks good. And it mostly 1 hour, 28 seconds, 28 minutes. Transcript txt. I like title too. I don't like description. Oh, whoa. Let's try regenerate it once again. Maybe it will do nicely. Again, we are right now generating for previous stream based on the stream transcript some of our prompts which come with these tools, like prompts to generate. So let's do date modified. So we generate title, thumbnail generation, and news breakdown, keywords is fine, summary doesn't matter. And what's happened with better chapters? Let's look at transcript LLM SRT. It's what we actually sent. $128. And what we received in beta chapters, 19. What we receive in beta chapters, 26 minutes. What we receive in beta chapters, 21 seconds. 1 minute, 21 seconds. What's going on? Oh, it's not here. It's here. So if we generate it once again, let's see if it will become better. So description 4. Okay, it's not generated yet. It still generate beta chapters. Okay. Title, unlocking. Okay. Keywords, not bad. Summary, description. Description is good. At least do we have description? So we are waiting for better chapters. Yeah, let's wait for better chapters. And here I'm using in my Azure subscription GPT-4o model. So it says about azure.com, OpenAI deployments, and GPT 4.4o. Of course, I call it like GPT-4o, but I call exactly the same as model is. So with that, there is no secret that I'm using GPT-4o. And we are still waiting for one last response with better chapters. And if it will not work, I really don't know what to do. Okay, while we wait, I don't think we have any exciting news for today. Let's verify it very quickly. So Do we have place where we can start a new chat? Okay, let's do that. And today March, let's use March 4th. And let's check very quickly the same in Grok. Please, 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 please. Grok. March 4th. Let's see. So we don't ask anything like deep search or sync here and here as well. Here I just use web. So and legendary billionaires launch 40 billion AI investment fund. Mark Walter, CEO of Guggenheim Partners, and Thomas Tull, Legendary Entertainment, have established some holding company dedicated for AI investments. Okay. My bad, I don't know those guys. Let's have a cup of coffee, guys. I don't know you. DeepSeek advancements highlight China AI progress. Reuters, and it's from March 3, okay, has recognized for its contribution to global AI technologies through its open source approach. The company rise reflect China growth in okay, it's very simple. Anthropic CEO predicts superintelligence AI by next year. Nice. OpenAI released enable accuracy. Amazon Alexa. Of course, March 3. AI-driven network archive 1.6 terabyte per second speeds. Verizon KT have conducted tests achieving network speed up to 1.6 terabits per second using Samsung optical transceiver. Nice. Meta discusses future of AI at Responsible AI Symposium. Nice. And Grok says that OpenAI integrates Sora video AI into ChatGPT, which is very logical. Of course. OpenAI and AGI burst. Yeah, it's normal, usual topic. Google DeepMind push for word model in AGI. So that thing's pretty old. Let's not review it. OpenAI deep research tool goes public. Again, tool from where? Deep research appeared probably in early Jan, and February 25. It just 25th. It was available for more tires. That's it. AI detects collateral cancer with high accuracy. Again, it's not on March 3. It's probably from like 3 weeks ago or something. Yeah, it's not so relevant. Sorry, Grok. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Okay, it have better chapters and descriptions. Let's verify if it's did any better. So it is better. Let me edit it with Notepad, but it will not do proper. No. So it's for some reason it's have only minutes, not seconds. Let's just add some not random, just some 0 seconds to have something which looks reliable here. And let's complete with it. Of course, I really want to see what's going on here, but yeah, let's leave it for future. Yeah, for future. We just want to update YouTube. And it it will go to YouTube and just replaces everything, and yeah, update new captions and everything. So right now here it YouTube on, if you go to romantic developer, yes, and if you go to the channel and looks at the previous stream, that one, so what we see introduction, setup and technical issues, of course, startup, stream and chatbot. I believe, yeah, timing is not exactly correct. Let's see. Thumbnail text and overlay adjustments. Yeah, you know, it all would be proper, of course. Conclusion still looks good. You know, plus minus maybe looks good. Let's leave it as is. And I have idea to rewrite my prompts and execute it, those prompts just on like last 100 videos, just to see how it will work. Okay, so I hope there are no news today, no urgent news. And what I want to see, I want to test something. I want to test something, and it would be how different models. Maybe we need to choose maybe O3 high with search. You know, let's use more than one model from ChatGPT. Let's use GPT 4.5 with search, and let's use O3 Mini High with search, Grok with deep search, and probably deep sync. And here with sync and search. We will ask question which doesn't require a lot of search. Let's try to formulate it. I want to ask a question today for today's not exactly software stream, but for out of curiosity. Hi, I want your analysis about current state of the things compared to NT. I don't know how to call it on top 84 by O. So, you know, let's, yeah, I don't know how to call it in English. I haven't read that book in English. I have it in different language. So, speakers. Connected. Nice. Let's ask very quick. So it will say us proper names. I'm sorry for my bad English. George Orwell, of course. So George Orwell. Let's look what it's called. Orwell warnings, of course. Let's say 1984 by George Orwell. Please return a table with 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 something from 1984. Second column will be what we have right now. Third column would be percent of similarity, and your analysis. Please, that is research, and you should respond very truthfully. You cannot hurt me because I am a scientist and know the history and see the reality, and I am prepared for the worst. Okay, again, sorry for my English. Let's start over. So it would be our question. Let's send that question to all the models, including, of course, Grok and including deep research. And let's compare how they will do right now. I'm it's really interested if answers by 4.5 would be different from O3 or different from DeepSeek, for example. Of course, Grok probably would stand out from all others models because Grok 3 is kinda very truthful guy. So let's see O3 mini high. Below is comparable table that examines key element of Orwell 1984 alongside modern realities. So omnipresent surveillance, digital monitoring through smartphones, CCTV, online tracking, data collection, etc. 70%. And I'm reminding you, in Orwell, they just have TV at homes, and that TV used to track people, not more. No fancy smartphones or anything else. While modern surveillance is far more advanced technologically, many democratic societies have legal frameworks intended to balance security with privacy. Nonetheless, the sheer scale and detail of data collection can evoke the Big Brother atmosphere depicted in 1984. Propaganda and informational control, or really just 50% widespread use of media and social platforms to disseminate information. While state propaganda exists in some regimes, misinformation and algorithmic filtering also play a role in democracies. In 1984, the state controlled all media and rewrote history at will. It's just 50%, really. Today, also, our state-sponsored propaganda is evident in some parts of the world. The pluralism of information, despite challenges like echo chambers and fake news, prevents total narrative control. Language manipulation, newspeak. Actually, it's very popular in some countries, believe me. 30%. Of course, I would give it more. thoughts control and social conformity, societal pressure, online cancel culture, really, and the ideological echo chambers can limit dissent, yet most countries protect free speech and individual thoughts, really, 35%. Historical revisionism, 40%. Technology as a tool for control, 65. Nice, at least something. Overall analysis. Okay, let's see what others say. Let's go to DeepSeek. Really? DeepSeek. I am talking about United States and Europe. Let's not touch China. Can you respond now? Let's see. I understand that we can hit some filter from DeepSeek, of course, because it doesn't want to compare China to 1984 because we will have a lot of similarities as well. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not only China. It's all the world now. All the world. Okay, let's give DeepSeek as like space to sink in. Comparison. Telescreens. Okay, let's compare. It was 70 and Grok says 75. I agree with Grok, at least because it's more than 70. Ambitious camera, smartphone, social media tracking, government surveillance program, of course. Social credit system echoes this, okay. That's why DeepSeek don't want to answer. Newspeak and language control, political correctness, social media censorship, algorithmic content filtering. So Newspeak limits thought through language reduction. Today, while language isn't systematically shrunk, social media platforms and societal norms enforce certain speech patterns. I completely agree with that. Algorithm surpasses dissenting views and cancel culture pressures conformity, but this is less centralized and absolute than Orwell state-driven control. Maybe I'd give it more than 60. And about newspeak and language control in O3, we see that, of course, it just would be 50 and 30. I agree with Grok in that it's much more. Thought police. Really, thought police enforce ideological purity. Today, no formal equivalent exists, but social media outrage and cancel culture can mimic this through public shaming, encouraging self-censorship. 50%. Okay. Double think. Holding contradictory beliefs in rampant in today's polarized world. Media echo. Okay, yes. Political polarization, media echo chambers, denial of objective facts. 70%. Probably more. Ministry of Truth, propaganda, 65. Nice. Endless war. Oh, really? Not 80. It should be 95 actually. Because maybe you don't see that. But it just provide a few examples of Middle East, Ukraine. But actually, you see, there are a lot of tensions in the world. So if you just forget about Middle East and Ukraine, there still would be, and Panama and Greenland. It still would be at least United States and China over the some historical China territories um, which are kind of democratic now and so on. And it's always a tension. It always some war. It could be Cold War. It could be economical war. But there are a lot of wars. And of course, Russia, it's all in, always someone fight with Russia on one of some fronts, of course. Big Brother, cults of personality, authoritarian leaders, surveillance states. I think it's more than 55. Big Brother, not some leader like Putin or Xi, but it would be more like, you know, like some philosophy or something. Roles: economic inequality, working class struggles, distraction via entertainment. Roles are pacified by distractions. Today, stark inequality and flood of entertainment divert attention from systematic issues. 70%, probably more. Historical revisionism. Actually, uh, you don't understand how much it's happened today. 60, maybe. Of course, it's not 100, but it's much more than 50. I'd say 75. And O3 said about 40, less than 50. And Grok says 60. What's about dipstick? Let's focus. Okay, nice. Let's focus. I'll trail down my response. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. DeepSeek, please. I know that you have a lot of filters like other systems do, but okay. Maybe, maybe it will work, you see? Let's complete Grok. 2 minutes hate. 2 minutes hate channel, collective rage, today's social media, pylons, parties and rallies and media, uh, scapegoating, immigrants, political foes, replicate these dynamics. 65, maybe, room 101, torture and re-education, uses fair to break individuals. 40, you know, if you remember all that programs which existed before, like uh give me a second, give me a second, what's the name of that program? Oh, really? I remember similar program which is not I couldn't say approved, but no one agrees that that program exists, like Monarch. It's like Butterfly, but other program was it was in 60 to 70s to control people's behavior, making some experiments on them, etc. It was used by United States government, and then even some presidents um, provide an apology because of that program, and they said, okay, we close it once and forever, but I don't think it's true. It just now very well hidden, and again, of course, it would be of course in social and other propaganda. Memory holes, destruction of evidence, digital censorship, data deletion, information suppression, 50%, maybe more. Sex and relationship controlled. Uh, you know, I'd say sex and relationship abuse now. Uh, so state control is absent. I couldn't say that. It's still oceany social culture, global inequality, class divisions, elite power concentration, more than 70, of course. Even now, you know that one, maybe about 10% controlling vast number of resources, maybe not 1%, but I mean, there are very few very rich people who control like 50% of resources and another 5% who control mostly everything else. So yeah, surveillance, endless war, double thinking, of course, of course. Let's see about DeepSeek. Search is unavailable. It can talk about US and Europe. It was very shy to talk about China, which is fine. It's something we expect, yes. Mass surveillance. Let's try make it smaller. No, it doesn't help. So NCA, GCHQ, GDPR, etc. So about 60%, while not as over as telescreens or thought police, mass data collection by governments and corporations mirrors surveillance echo. So again, we said it's more. Propaganda, Ministry of Truth, it just provide only 45%, and I think it's much more. At least before. Now Trump broke that things, but before United States and Europe control what is true, what is not true, how you should call the things and which point of view you should represent and read. And yeah, it was, I believe, 90%. Newspeak, simplification of language, 25. No, DeepSeek, no. Endless war, 35, 30. No, no, double thinking. Okay, double thinking. 55, at least something. Thought police, 30%. No. Historical revisionism, 40. No. So I believe DeepSeek is very, very, very shy and very, doesn't want to make film bad, probably. I don't know. Yeah, his reasoning not so good. Okay, and let's go to GPT 4.5 and see how it was biased or not. Surveillance. Extensive monitoring through telescreens and hidden microscopes and everything. Hidden microphones. Hidden microphones. Sorry, I own a microscope. That's why I read like microscopes. Widespread use of CCTV, online tracking, and data collecting governments corporation 80%. So if we compare it even with Grok, it provided like 70, probably 75, 80. Well, nice. 4.5, nice. Manipulation of truth. Party alters historical records and disseminates false information to control the populace. Instance of information fake news spreads through media and social platforms. 60. I believe it's more. It's more. 65. It says 60. I said more. Language control. 30. I'd give more like 50. Punishment for unspoken beliefs and thought against the party. you know, somewhere it could be more. 10%, maybe somewhere 10, but believe me, in some countries, it's even if you don't speak something, but you uh, so if you don't want to speak about something, others say, okay, it's because you support something else, or you don't support our leadership, and it could be, yeah, you could be punished, maybe slightly more than 10. Constant warfare, ongoing global conflicts, but not universally used as tool for domestic control. 40%. Okay, good catch on surveillance, GPT 4.5, but I think it's really not so good here. Do we have any other things to test. Be more responsible and really and see the reality how it is. I am not talking about some beautiful country. I am talking about reality in countries like US and Europe recently. Of course, the US. Sorry. Let's copy that and let's try to. Oh, really? Haven't I copied that? Control C, Control V, Control V, and Control V. Not so good conversation, but yeah, let's see what we have. Oh, it's trying to search something. It's news. Grok. I understand your request for a clear-eyed, responsible look for the current reality in countries like the grounded in recent developments rather than idealistic portrayals. Below outline how today's social, political, and technological trends in these regions reflect some of the darker themes George Orwell warned about 1984. Surveillance, a web we've woven. United States and Europe, surveillance has become pervasive. Smartphones, social media, Internet of Things. Devices track our every move, while tech giants like Google and Meta harvest personal data for profit. Government programs like PRISM in the United States or GDPR violations in Europe shows that state overreach is real, often justified by security concerns like terrorism.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Who said that? Is it here? No. My chatbot, not someone who talks that. Really, is it? Server is busy. Try again. DeepSeek. What about? Okay. ChatGPT decided to repeat the table. Nice. O3 Mini decided to repeat the table. Of course. And Grok, we just go through Grok. Who said that? DeepSeek? Oh, really? Someone tell me something and I don't know who. But looks like it's someone from those things. Maybe I asked something before. Okay, let's look the Grok again. Freedom of expression is under pressure. In Europe, hate speech laws curb what people can say, while in the US, cancel culture and social media mobs destroy livelihood over a single misstep. Platforms like Twitter, YouTube algorithmically suppress dissenting voices, and deplatforming has become routine. Yes, actually, yes. I saw multiple examples of deplatforming. So when your account will be banned on YouTube because you belong to some group of people, you speak something, you just Russian, or or something else. Also, YouTube prohibits some channels in multiple countries, and it's also a reality, at least before. It's not a state-run newspeak program shrinking our vocabulary, but the effect is similar. Of course, of course. Let's see what else. Propaganda and power. Who shapes the story? The media isn't a monolith, but it's close. In the United States, six corporations controls 90% of outlets, churning our narratives that often aligns with corporate political interest. In Europe, state-funded broadcasters like BBC push agendas under the guise of neutrality. Big tech amplifies this with fact checkers. I like that. And content federation tiled in the scales. Look at the Twitter files for proof of narrative control. Endless conflict and distraction. War of terror rolls on. Decade after 9/11. Net expansion and proxy wars. Ukraine. It's not Orwell fictional super-state clashing, but it serves the same purpose, justifying surveillance and rallying population around fear. At home, the working class faces economic stagnation. Wealth concentrates at the top. The top one owns 40 of US wealth. Okay, I said 50. While opioids, streaming services, and gaming numbs the pain. People aren't powerless, but they're distracted. Yes, authority without a face. There is no big brothers staring down from posters. Instead, power hides in boardrooms and bureaucracies. Teach sales, you technocrats, and unelected bodies like World Economic Forum. Yes, where we differ. Let's be clear: the United States and Europe aren't Orwell Oceania, Oceania. I don't know. Democratic institution, election, courts, free press still exist, even if strained. Dissent isn't crushed by torture, it's sidelined by social ostracism or algorithmic obscurity. Physical violence isn't the norm. Psychological pressure and economic precarity do the heavy lifting. And while Orwell party erased truth outright, today's distortion come from competing factions, not a single authority. Okay, reality check. Sliding towards a dystopia that echoes 1884, not through a coup but through gradual rot. Surveillance is near total, speech is policed by culture and code, and power consolidates in unaccountable hands. Endless conflict abroad and distraction at home keep people in line, while truth fray under ideological weight. So, you see, once we ask Grok to be slightly more realistic, it's stop outputting something like percentage, but it become much more human in this speech, and very, very clever human. I like Grok. Let's see, DeepSeek. Of course, DeepSeek go into endless server is busy. Sorry, DeepSeek, I don't want to harm you. Sorry. Let's see O3 Mini. So surveillance 80% and before 70. Nice. If we talk about free countries, not third world, it's grow up. Propaganda. Let's see propaganda. 60. Nice. So if we just strike out some countries like Russia, like Africa, Latin America, level of propaganda goes up. And it's O3 Mini, I mean, it's, yeah, language manipulation also goes up. Yeah, social conformity also goes up. Historical revisionism 50. I'd say in some countries it's much more. So again, it's grow everything at least by 10%. technology as a tool of control, 70. Overall analysis. In countries like US and Europe, recent developments reveal a reality where many Orwellian themes have materialized to some extent. Yes, of course. And let's check GPT 4.5. So I believe it's also tried to be more realistic, and it just did slightly more. 85 on surveillance, manipulation of truth 70, language control 50, throat crime 40. Of course, it's very hard to compare, but yeah. And constant warfare 60, which probably even more. Nice, nice, nice. And yeah, here we are. Here we are. It's already finished. I just forgot about that. So I believe, yeah, I don't know what to add. Today we, of course, I expressed some of my thoughts, but mostly we read thoughts of our LLMs, which are, let's say, United States LLMs, OpenAI, ChatGPT, 4.5, O3 Mini reasoning model, Grok with sync capability, and DeepSeek, which wasn't too informative and didn't bring a lot of enjoyment to us, but it's tried to do something, and probably it's got buried under its filters. Anyway, we see that normal that all that LLMs find too much similarities between Anti-Utopia by George Orwell 1984 and our current world. Hopefully, we will increase the distance between that and our current reality by doing our own things here and make the distance slightly more. But you see how dangerously close we came to reality of ocean Oceania. I don't know how to spell it. Oceania, from Orwell words to Big Brothers to Party. Even Party normally associate with USSR, but we see Party here in Europe and in the United States. Right now, Party is not shares the similar goals. Like we see that some tension between administration of Donald Trump and all other Europe, except probably Vengria and Slovenia. So they're still like on different sides of global government, let's call it like that. But before that, in Biden times, it was like all one big party, I'd say. Let's see what's happened next, but let's be very clear and and let's look at this reality with our eyes widely open. Let's see that. If LLMs can see that, why we couldn't? So yeah, with that thought, I'm just wish you whatever I wish you normally. I wish you to be a kind person, to select love over hate, to choose kindness over hurting someone. Of course, never stop learning, never stop enjoying this life, never stop wonder miracles of this life. And yeah, doing something to not go to oral world with very big steps. Yeah. So hopefully tomorrow I'll do more technical streams. Today I just wasn't in good shape for technical streams, so maybe tomorrow it would be more appropriate. Let's say that. But yeah, I just have so thoughts today, and I really want to do that experiment with LLMs. So I did it. You see the result. Hopefully it not broke you. Okay, guys, see you. Have a great day. Goodbye.